Where did the coronavirus come from? What is the origin of COVID-19? Well, as it has been explained to me, the coronavirus disease and the COVID-19 pandemic is the direct result of doing too much damage to Earth's ecosystems. The final straw in this case being the Amazon rainforest, which is a place of rich biodiversity and is a home to a variety of organisms, including entities that we understand to be viruses, which typically lay dormant until the destruction of their habitat gives them no place to live. And so as the rainforest has been exploited for its resources, the virus has been carried by humans in the form of products to viable hosts around the world, many of whom have compromised immune systems due to the absence of a holistic lifestyle. And so that is just the very basics of it. This is a very superficial understanding. So let's go just a little bit deeper. And so as I understand it, COVID is a course correction, meaning the way that we've been going is not viable long term. And so changes must be made immediately, or else we will have to suffer a much greater consequence sometime down the road. I think it's important to recognize and remember that Mother Earth is billions of years old. She has cared for many different types of organisms over the ages. She has seen civilizations rise and fall, watching her children make mistakes so that they can see the consequences of their actions, just like any good parent. But it seems that we have now reached a level of advancement where the impact of 8 billion consumers devouring her resources has outweighed both nature's balance and her tolerance level. And so this is her message. We are being given a reflection of the current state of affairs as an opportunity to choose one of two very distinct paths. The first of which is a society which overcomes its dilemma, reconciles its differences, and embraces a marriage of science and spirituality, which then allows for the introduction of extraterrestrial beings who will bring to us an understanding and technology which will allow us to make an evolutionary journey through space, time, density, and dimension towards a level of existence pretty much unconceivable to mankind at the present. The second option is that we repeat a story where we destroy the biological component of this planet, become a highly technologically advanced civilization who eventually leaves on spaceships and loses touch with pretty much everything that's important, which then leaves us needing to contrive an elaborate scenario in order to fix our predicament. And so in both of these scenarios, we do of course overcome many of the limitations and difficulties which we now face in the world today. But in only one of them do we get to keep this beautiful blue-green pearl, which we call our home. And one ride is a whole lot bumpier than the other. But the choice is ours. We've been given a message clear as day. Clean up your mess and sort yourselves out, or else. Pretty simple. And so another way to look at this whole COVID thing is using the idea of what we call a fail-safe, which is a design feature that in the event of an imminent disaster is triggered as to issue a response in order to minimize harm to the system and thus protect the investment. This, of course, does not mean that failure is impossible. It's just an indication that intervention is required immediately. It is a form of feedback, just like the instrument panel of a car, which has warning lights to tell you about things like overheating so that it can be attended to before it explodes. This is an example of intelligent design. Just like the brakes of a car, it needs to be able to go, but it also needs to be able to stop. Because if it can't stop or slow down, then there's a pretty good chance that somebody's gonna get hurt. And this is what we're learning here, is that we need to learn how to stop this machine that we have become. We need to learn how to slow down because we are a part of this ecosystem. And so the thing is, we're being shown the hard way that you just can't introduce or remove a species from an environment without it having a catastrophic impact on the entire ecosystem of that area. We are a part of the ecosystem of the planet, and this is Mother Earth letting us know that we have gone too far and become far too disruptive. And just to be clear, this is not a punishment. It's just a reflection of what happens when you lose sight of what's truly important and forget the meaning of the word respect. And so I'm just going to stop this right here because this is a complex issue and it can be overwhelming. It certainly takes time to digest, and I don't just want to go on and on about it. So I'm going to make another video about what we're going to do about it, as well as a few other factors that might as well be talked about at the same time. And so I'm not saying that this is the way that it is, but as far as I know, it's something like that. So I hope this finds you well.